Do not try to come off as you're just Mr. Awesome, because she's going to see right through it. She's going to see that as insecurity. You're overcompensating, okay?
I kinda like you.
This is episode 7, and it's called The Dating Game. I'm going to give people a few minutes to arrive, show up and watch, because I've noticed a lot of people show up a little bit late. You know, they don't catch it right away, so I'm going to give everybody just a couple of minutes to join us, and then we'll get started. While we're doing that, I guess I'll touch back on a few things. You know, we've been getting to know each other, and I have 3 brothers. Give you a little bit more information about myself. Come from an Italian family. What else? I like animals. You know, these are things. I'm going to show you what it's like to be awkward on a first date. I like animals, and my brothers they're kind of dicks, and I've been in several relationships that I've been cheated on a lot. You don't want to say stuff like that, and I'm going to touch on stuff like that as time goes on in the show. I talked about earlier in my supplement video about, you know, chasing. You know, that you don't want to, if there's imbalance, like we talked about yesterday, if there's imbalance, you don't want to have that imbalance. Hey Amy, hey Alyssa. Oh, I want to introduce you to my new executive producer, Amy Cody, ladies and gentlemen. She is now the executive producer of this show, and forever will be, because she's awesome. She's given me a lot of insight. We've talked about, you know, this and that, and she's given me her insights on the female perspective. So she's been a big help with that, as well as other things. She's an awesome human being, and she's a great actress. Oh, and go to her page, Amy Cody, and look for her Maxim entry. She is entering in a contest to be a Maxim cover girl. I think she's got a great chance, and vote for her. There's about a couple days left on the voting. Get those votes in. Get those votes in. Very important. But yeah, so yesterday I was talking about imbalance, and if you're here and she's here, or you're here and he's here, you want to bring it to here. See, me personally, I love to be chased. I love it. I absolutely love it. There's no better feeling of validation than being chased. But I also enjoy chasing. There's the thrill of the hunt, you know. So I'm kind of the best of both worlds in that regard. Now, some of you will fall into either category, as I do, or both, you know, as I do. Or neither. Or, well, it's one or the other. Either you like to be chased or you don't like to be chased. You're most welcome, Amy. However, if you love to chase, that's great, but you can't get your heart broken because you're the one chasing, and if you're too intense, you're going to drive that person away before you ever get a chance to be with that person. Like I said, you got to find balance. If you love to be chased, that's great, and that's, like I said, a great form of validation. However, it can come with a price. It can be too much. There was a girl, I'm not going to mention her name, because she has a very unique name. We'll call her Karen, okay? This was years ago, and Karen loved me. I wasn't interested. And the reason I wasn't interested is because she was way too intense. Like, this girl would try to get me to go out with her, like, would even trick me into it. Like, hey, can you meet me here for such and such a reason? And it ended up being like a pseudo date. I mean, she was so far up my butt, I could not pry her loose. She knew my family, knew my mom and my aunt, and she would talk to them about me, trying to get them to help fix her up with me. My mom would go, what do you think? What do you think of Karen? I almost said her real name. What do you think of Karen? And I'd be like, well, she's awesome. She really likes you. You should give her a chance. And when Mom says that, it's like, okay, sure, But she was just, and she was pretty. Don't get me wrong. She was very pretty, but she was just so, laughed at everything I said. Everything I said was funny. I mean, just hysterical. And it seemed fake. It seemed forced. It wasn't real. So I know what I'm talking about because I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been that too intense person. I've been a Karen, But we're here to talk about dating, the dating game. Dating 101. All right. The most important thing in dating, believe it or not, the most important thing, especially when you first start out, is your self-image. Your self-image is how you see yourself. Okay, so if your self-image is positive, you'll carry yourself with confidence. And you'll be attractive to the opposite sex. If you see yourself as a victim, you're going to tend to subconsciously gravitate towards individuals that are dominant. And you might even gravitate towards abusers. I know a lot of women that are in abusive relationships because they see themselves as the victim. So it's all in how you see yourself. People who are unsuccessful in life, all right, they'll see themselves as failures. And you become what you believe you are. And that's what you'll project. So how you see yourself is vitally important to your success or failure in dating because how you see yourself will determine how they see you. It's a reflection. It's just like looking into a mirror. Your self-image tends to match what's going on in your life right now. So if your life's going good, odds are your self-image is going to be a little better. If your life is crap and things are going horrible, your self-image is going to plummet. I've got a friend who is stunningly beautiful. She's gorgeous, smart, funny, talented. She's basically the whole package. All right? But because she's ending a long-term relationship, her self-esteem has suffered. I've noticed it. She's starting to question herself. She's starting to ask me questions. Am I good enough? Why wasn't I good enough? Did I do everything I could to make it work? She feels that her failure in her relationship is her fault. That somehow she did something wrong and failed. And her self-esteem is directly affected by that. I've noticed it. The irony is she couldn't be more wrong. She did everything she could to make that relationship work. She went above and beyond the Call of Duty. She put up with his crap for far too long, in my opinion. She's a dynamic, wonderful person who deserves so much better than him. But she won't realize that until she realizes it for herself. I can tell her till I'm blue in the face how awesome she is, how amazing she is. But until she accepts that and builds back up that inner self-image, it's going to suffer. Her self-image is going to suffer. Because your self-image determines what you can and cannot do in life. Okay? Some people will say, that's just the way I am. That's just the way God made me. It's just who I am. And it's true that genetics and your upbringing can determine your mindset. Okay? But only if you let it. Only if you let it. I know many people who come from abusive, broken homes, and they go on to be amazing successes. They go on to be successful individuals who are at the top of their game because they overcame what they were brought up to think that they are. Okay, they chose to believe they are better than what they came from. I've heard many people describe themselves as antisocial. I'm antisocial. I don't get around. I don't deal well with people. I'm not a people person, or I'm shy around the opposite sex. I'm way too shy. The reason you are is because you believe you are. That's your self-image. That's not your nature. That's a choice. You choose to be antisocial. You choose to be shy around other people because that's how you see yourself. All right? You follow me so far? And you have other choices. You can improve your self-esteem regardless of external factors. And I suggest meditation for that. Take some time every day and try to do this. I do this myself. Take some time every day. You only need about 15 or 20 minutes out of your whole day. I don't care how busy you are, you can make the time to sit and meditate. And I'm not talking about sitting cross-legged and I'm not talking about that. If that's what you're into, God love you. If you do yoga, even better. If you're into yoga, great. Yoga's fantastic. But I mean, just sit quietly. Sit on the couch. Sit quietly. Turn off the TV. Turn off any external distractions. Turn off your phone. And just sit quietly and meditate. Think about your life. Think about where you are and where you want to be. Think about how you see yourself. All right? Allow yourself to seek happiness. Allow yourself to know that you are an awesome person and you deserve to be happy. All right? Okay, so dating. Most dating starts off in texts. All right? You either meet in real life, let's say you meet at a bar or a club or wherever. If you're an actor or an actress, you meet someone on set or you meet somebody wherever. Okay, the grocery store. Doesn't matter where you meet. Your first impression really comes into play on that. Okay, so again, self-esteem, you're confident, your first impression will come into play. If you're confident and relaxed, the other person you're meeting will pick up on that. Okay? And you may get those coveted digits as a result. If you're calm and relaxed and cool, you may get that phone number. But most of the time, you're going to meet somebody either on social media or a dating app. Some people use dating apps. Either way, you're going to begin with texting. Okay? You're going to begin with texting. You're going to get the phone number and you're going to text each other. There's an art to that. You got a train. I live near a train. As far as texting goes, basically what you say is not nearly as important as how you say it. And when. Timing is everything when it comes to texting. Now, I'm talking about in a new relationship. Like I said yesterday, I've got a best friend. I will send her text, volumes of text, back to back to back. Texting didn't exist when I met my significant other. Yeah, Alyssa, it didn't, and you had a real advantage then. See, now texting is crucial. If you don't have a good text game, it can hurt your relationship before it even begins. But the most important technique to texting is not even about texting. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. The thing you need to improve more than anything else, and like I just said, this does not apply to once you're in the relationship. Once you're in the relationship, you can do whatever you want. You could talk about whatever. Like I said, I send 20, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 texts back and forth. I've probably done it to you, Alyssa. Probably done it to you, Amy. We're friends. I'm not trying to score points. But I'm talking about when you first want to get that. You want to get in there. You're just meeting the person. You're just starting to make an impression. You don't want to overwhelm them. Okay. So the thing you need to improve more than anything else is your vibe. All right. If you come off as needy or desperate, or you have a low self-image, or anything like that, your text game will reflect that. If you're needy, you're going to be like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? Blah, 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 da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. And then the person gets on their messenger and they're like, holy crap, that's like 5 texts in a row. Like, what the hell is this problem? What the hell is her problem? You got to keep it chill. Okay? It doesn't matter what you say as long as you say it with confidence. Think about this. You will act differently around someone you think is hot versus someone you're not attracted to. Think about that for a minute. You will act completely differently around someone you think is hot versus someone that you're not attracted to. Have you ever met someone that you're just not attracted to? Think about how you texted that person. Let's say you go out and you meet somebody, or you start talking online, and you realize almost immediately that this isn't going to happen. We could be friends, but I don't see it happening. Your whole text game will reflect that. Now, let's say you meet that person that's just drop dead gorgeous, like, oh my God. Your text game is going to be affected by that. Okay? The reason is when we're confronted with someone we're attracted to, and we think that person is hot, either physically or personality-wise, we naturally become nervous or anxious. It's just in our nature. We're going to become nervous. Unless you've got mad game. If you've got mad game, then you're probably not watching this show anyway. It's just, But we will try to make a positive impression to impress that person that we're attracted to and make that other person like us. All right? Guys, think about how you text another dude. Do you have long conversations with them? Or is it like, hey, dude, what's up? Hey, not much. What are you doing? Not much. Chilling. And then 20 minutes will go by. Hey, man, did you get that message I sent the other day about blah, blah, blah? Yeah, I agree. Casual, cool, simple. Okay? Are you trying to impress them with how slick and suave you are if you're attracted to them? I mean, I understand why people do it, but our way of texting, our way of communicating is completely different around someone we're attracted to. Ladies, when you text your girlfriends, okay, is it different than how you text that uber hot guy that can melt you with a single look? The intimidation directly affects our self-esteem. Okay? We start to feel intimidated. And when we're intimidated, our self-esteem goes down. We feel that that person is better than we are. So how do we overcome this? Well, if you have self-worth and you project that you have value, you're going to show that person, even subtextually, that you have value. If you don't, then you're going to pull value from that person. Okay? In other words, you'll see that person, like I said, as better than you. If you have a positive mentality and you're relaxed and you're chill and you're cool, you're going to be naturally funnier. You're going to be naturally more, relaxed. For example, ladies, have you ever texted a guy that you're really attracted to and he says all the wrong things? Now, he's really cute, but he says all the wrong things and he gives you that feeling like he just doesn't have it together and you're turned off. He may be really cute, but you're still thinking, no. He's so nervous when he talks to you, he actually turns you off. Ever meet that guy that's at best average looking? But he's got confidence, and he's funny. I mean, look at Chandler on Friends. If you were to meet him in a bar, and he wasn't on TV, he wasn't a famous actor, would you even give him a second look? He's average. He's an average guy. He's no Jason Momoa. But you talk to him for a little while, and he's funny, and he's fun, and he makes you laugh. That automatically increases his overall attractiveness. Look at Joey. Joey, another average-looking guy. Joey's not drop-dead gorgeous by any stretch of the imagination. He's average, but he gives you that, how you doing? Confidence. He's automatically more attractive. So in the beginning of a relationship, before there ever is a relationship, when you're just getting to know each other, you must adhere to certain texting rules. These can't be broken. Rule number 1 is silence is golden. The less you say, the better. There's an old saying, it's better to have people assume that you're stupid than open your mouth and remove all doubt. The less you say, the better. Now, I'm not talking about being a dick or being a bitch. I'm talking about just be casual. Think about, again, how you would text one of your friends, someone you're not attracted to, someone you're not intimidated by. All right? Keep things spread out. Don't ever double text in the beginning. Like I told you earlier, once you're in the relationship, you can do whatever you want. And there are dating coaches, like I said the other day, that will tell you never ever double text. Once you're in the relationship, it doesn't matter. But let there be pauses between the texts. Okay? Don't double text in the beginning, and let there be pauses. I'm not talking about ridiculous pauses. I mean, be busy, in other words. Be busy. But don't be so busy that the other person is turned off and thinks you don't have time for them. Don't ignore them. If he or she texts you good morning, what's the somebody text? Good morning. Okay? Don't ignore that text. Don't let that text sit till lunchtime. That's ridiculous. It's messed up. Text back good morning as soon as you see it. And then wait. Wait for that other person to say the next thing. Conversation is a give and take. Some people like to dominate the conversation and they're just boom, 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 boom. I'm guilty of it. I will bam, 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 bam. But you gotta spread it out. Okay? Let the other person have time to respond. And then when they respond, you respond. It's back and forth. They ask what you're doing today. Tell them you got a lot going on. Even if you don't. I'm not saying lie, but you should be busy anyway. Say, hey, I got a lot going on. Don't give them a laundry list of things you're doing. Don't tell them blow by blow, play by play. Now, again, this isn't a new relationship. If you're friends or if you're dating, if you're already together, yeah, you could tell them everything you're doing. No, I'll go over point by point with my day, exactly what I'm doing all day, what my plans are. I'm going to mow the lawn today. I thought I'd do a little gardening, whatever, clean my house, do some laundry. I'll go over all that, because I know the person. But if you're if you're just starting out, don't give them a laundry list of things you got going on. Just tell them, look, I got a lot going on, but hey, I want to talk to you, and I'll talk as time allows. That gives them a little bit of validation. It lets them know, I want to talk to you today, but I got a lot going on, which is a great form of validation. Somebody tells you, I got a lot going on, but I'll make time to talk to you. That's going to make you go, oh, that's just sweet, So tell the other person you're busy, but you're willing to make time, but don't be needy. Okay, you don't want to come off as needy. That's why you want to pace yourself. All right. Some dating coaches will tell you, like I said before, that you should wait even days between texts. That she texts you, hey, how's it going? You wait days or even weeks before you text them. That's a horrible idea. It's a horrible idea. Because I promise you, that person you're interested in will go on to the next. They're not going to be interested in you anymore. They'll probably be like, who are you? Because they don't have time for that. They've got other people that they want to talk to, and somebody's going to have a better game than you. And if you wait, if you go, now, there are some people that are really, really low self-esteem, and when somebody does that, and those dating coaches are right in the sense that if you're going after people that have no self-esteem and you're trying to manipulate them, it's mostly good for getting in a girl's pants if you're a dude, because you're going to make her feel insecure, like I've said before. That's not what you want. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to be in a relationship one day, to start dating. And you don't want to play on their self-esteem, because that's not cool, man. So keep it casual, keep it brief, keep it simple, and work yourself into that first date. Now, let's say you get that first date, all right? This works for guys or girls. But let me talk to the guys. Let's say you're a dude, right? Or even the ladies, it doesn't matter. You're about to go on a date, and the person you're going to go on the date with texts you an hour before the date or a few hours before the date or whatever. Women love to do this. So that's why I was going to talk to the guys. But, hey, listen, I'm going to be 30 minutes late. Just wait for me. A lot of ladies will do that because they want to see if the guy's going to actually sit there at the cafe for 30 minutes and wait for her, or the restaurant. There are dating coaches that will tell you, and one of them I was watching, I won't mention his name because I don't want to call him out, but I was watching him and he gave a pretty similar scenario to this. That's why I brought it up. And he said, if she calls you and says, I'm going to be 30 minutes late for the date, you're done. Like, that's it. You walk away. And I was like, no. Okay. What you do is you say, look, you're going to be 30 minutes late. How about we reschedule? I got a lot going on. I'm busy. Again, you're making that person know that you have a lot of stuff going on. You're not just sitting around waiting for their phone call. I got a lot of stuff going on. You're going to be 30 minutes late. Listen, let's reschedule. And reschedule. Like for that weekend or the following day or the following week. You want to keep... there are dating coaches that would probably tell you reschedule and you don't talk to her for 2 months. Punish her. Make her regret that decision so that next time you go on the date, she's going to be ready to go because she knows you're not playing games. Listen, you pull that crap, I promise you, in 2 months when you text that person saying, hey, how about we get together, they're already going to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They're going to be moved on by then. They're going to be, who are you? You don't want to do that. You know, you want to set the date up for later that evening, or not later that evening, but later that week. You know, and the reason you do that is you want to show that person that you are confident in this thing, but you got shit going on. You don't have time to sit at a cafe for 30 minutes and wait for her. You got other stuff you got to do. And it shows them, hey, this person's got their stuff together. They've got things going on. Next time, I'm not going to be late. So it does give that little bit of a reprimand, but not so much where you're waiting months or weeks. I mean, that's just, no, I don't agree with that. So on the date, how do you act? It's normal to be nervous, but you don't want to be nervous. And if you are nervous, you want to hide that really well. You want to act on that date like you would if you were out with someone of the same sex, of someone you're not interested in. Okay? I know that sounds counterintuitive, but think about this, okay? You want to be chill. And the best way you're chill is if you're out with one of your friends. You're out with a friend that you've been friends with for a long time, you're not under any pressure. You're not nervous. You're not awkward. You're just chill. So you want to act like you're just hanging out, okay? Because you're not trying to seal the deal on that first date. You're not. You're not going to get that person to marry you on the first date. There's no pressure. There doesn't need to be any pressure, all right? Guys, do not be offensive. Now, the only exception to that is if I have friends, lady friends, they're as crude as I am, man. They will make a dick joke just as fast as I will. And I've been known for my rather risque sense of humor. You don't want to show that unless you know for a fact, and you've already established that she is not the kind of girl who is easily offended or offended at all. You know, then you can crack all the jokes you want, but you got to make sure that that is well established ahead of time. You want to be interested as well as interesting. That's very important. All right. Learn how to listen, whether you're a male or a female. Guys, trust me. She doesn't want to hear your life story on the first date. She doesn't want to hear about you bragging about how awesome you are in whatever. Okay? She doesn't want to hear about that. She wants to figure that out for herself. Yes, she'll find that out over time. But guys, like the cliche macho guy who's kissing his bicep and giving her the finger guns. Hey, no, don't do that. Do not do anything like that. Do not try to come off as you're just Mr. Awesome, because she's going to see right through it. She's going to see that as insecurity. You're overcompensating, okay? She wants to talk about herself. She wants you to listen to her, all right? And ladies, I love you, but we don't care about your cats. Like, we'll pretend that we do. But yeah, if you're going to do a half an hour on your cat, oh my God, Mittens jumped from the couch to the lamp and it was so cute. And then Fuzzles, he climbed up half the wall. And then, dude, we're sitting there like, yeah, we don't want to hear about that. Okay. We'll pretend that we do. But yeah, we don't want to hear about that. Honestly, what we want to hear about is you. We want to hear where you grew up. We want to hear about where you went to school. We're actually interested in stuff like that. But again, you don't want to tell your life story on the first date. You want to keep it simple, be brief. It's the getting to know each other phase, so get to know each other. And never, ever refer to your exes. Oh my God. And if you're asked about it, like if someone says, so how many relationships have you been in? Your answer should be, I've been in a few. And then change the subject. Because that's it. Trust me, we don't want to hear, guys don't want to hear about how your boyfriend cheated on you or beat the hell out of you. And girls, you don't want to hear about the guy that has the girl that's cheated on him or slept with her brother or whatever, because that's baggage. And that's red flags, and like, oh, this person's going to have problems. That tells us you've got emotional baggage. And it's very, very counterproductive. Now, be flirty, but not too much. Keep it subtle. Okay, use a lot of silence. She says something like, so, where'd you go to school? Take a minute, pause. Look her in the eye, smile. I went to such and such a high school. Where'd you go? You want to keep it casual, keep it cool, all right? Guys, if you're going to flirt, and you can be flirty, don't be a creep. That would be a horrible idea. You want it to feel natural, not forced. You want to flirt with emotion and not your head. All right? Now, what do I mean by that? If you're thinking about how you want to flirt, it's going to come off as forced and fake, and you're going to come off nervous. Okay? You want to relax, feel good, and vibe off that other person. You could flirt with your eyes. You could flirt with a smile. What I like to do on a first date, and it's so cheesy, and it's been done in a million movies, but I actually got it from a movie, but it works, and it's so much fun, is I'll take a cocktail napkin and a pen. You gotta have a pen with you. And I'll write, how are you? Or write something, hey. And then I'll hand her the napkin, and she'll write back, hey. It's almost like we're texting, but we're using a cocktail napkin. Okay? And we'll pass that napkin back and forth, real cute, like, and I'll be like, so, what are you doing tomorrow? She'll type back, I don't know, what do you want to do? She'll write it back. It's really, really cute, and it's a lot of fun, and it sort of makes things, it puts things on a very relaxed level, because you're flirting, but you're not doing it in such an overt way where you're making that other person feel uncomfortable. You see what I'm saying? Ask questions on the date and be sincere. You want to genuinely give that person the feeling that you care about what they have to say. People love to talk about themselves. Okay, they love it. And they know the other person is interested in what they're saying, they're going to be more attractive. Now, you don't want to interrogate. Okay? You do not want to interrogate. You don't want to start asking the questions that are way too personal on the first date. You just want to let it flow as part of the conversation. All right? People gravitate towards people that make them feel good. All right? So if you're confident and you're relaxed and you're interested, if you have positivity, the other person will feel good in your space. Now, as far as what to do on the first date, guys, if you ask her out, again, keep that casual too. It's the first date. And even the first few dates, you want to keep it casual. To me, mini golf is a great first date. Okay? Coffee is a great first date. Maybe lunch. A movie. Something you would do with your friends. Because that's all you are at this point, is just friends. You're not even barely that. You're just getting to know each other. If it's too much, you're going to come off as needy. You're trying too hard. And that person's going to pick up on that. You've got plenty of time to wine and dine her. You got plenty of time for the expensive dinner. That's all much, much later. What you want to do is show her your fun side, or show him your fun side. At the end of the date, guys, don't fish for that kiss unless you're absolutely sure she wants to give you one, and she'll give you signals. If you picked her up, and I don't recommend you pick her up for the first date. I recommend you two meet somewhere. One, it gives her an out, or even you an out, if the date goes badly. Let's say you're on the date and it's going horribly wrong. You don't want that uncomfortable ride home, that awkward silence on the way home. You want that person to be able to grab their keys and walk out the door. You want to have them have that out. And the reason for that, you would think that's counterintuitive, because that gives them a way out. Okay? It gives them a way out. That might be bad, right? I mean, if the person has a way out, they might be more apt to leave. Well, you're insecure if you think that. What it does is it makes them comfortable. Ladies, back me up on this. If you meet somebody at a coffee shop for a date and you've got your own car and you arrive there and meet them there, aren't you more relaxed? Aren't you more or less threatened? You don't feel like a captive? You don't want to make them feel any pressure. You know, it's got to be kept very, very, very simple. And the simplest way to make them feel at ease and make them feel comfortable is if they know in the back of their mind they can get up and walk away at any time. That's freedom, baby. The idea is to keep them interested enough in you to where they don't want to leave. I've been on many, many first dates just like that, where the date goes on far longer. I mean, I figured the date would last maybe an hour, and 4 hours later, we're still sitting there talking. We finished like our fourth cup of coffee, but yeah, we're jittery as hell, but yeah, we're still hanging out. Because the date's going well, and everything's chill, and everything's casual. You want to give them that way out. So you walk her to your car. Let's say I got to talk from the guy perspective because I'm a guy. You walk her to the car. Now, ladies, you know how to do it. You want that kiss, you'll reach into your purse and you'll play with your keys, you'll fumble with your keys, but you won't put it in the door. You won't hit that key fob and unlock the door just yet. You'll give him plenty of time to get the hint that I'm at my car, but I'm not necessarily getting in it yet. Guys, take the hint. If you've ever seen the movie Hitch, he makes a very good point, and that's a great movie. I agree with a lot of the things that they did in that film. And at one point, he's teaching the guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, maybe somebody can help me with that. But he's teaching the guy, and he says, when you go in for the kiss, you want to lean in 90% of the way and let her come the last 10. That's very true. When you go to kiss her for the first time, you don't want to just grab her and, you know what I'm saying? No, 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 no. No. Do not do that. That's going to freak her out. Okay? You lean in for the kiss. If she wants to kiss you, she will. Now, I've been on dates where it hasn't gone as well as I thought it did. She wasn't as attracted to me as I thought she was. And I leaned in. What's up? And I figured she was going to lean in. And then at the last second, she turns her head, gives me a kiss on the cheek. Or a hug. It's okay. Don't even let her see you sweat. Don't even let her know that fazed you. Hug her back. Thank you. I'll see you next time. I'll call you. We'll talk. I'll text you later. Okay? Now, what's the rule on that? There are people that say you do not text or call for at least 3 days. Come on. Seriously? No. You text when you feel it's the right time to text. Now, I'm not saying text her in the car as you're pulling out of the parking lot. No. I'm not even saying text her later on within the next hour. But I would say, let's say you meet for lunch, and ladies, back me up on this if you agree with me. Let's say you meet for lunch, and the lunch is over by 2. I'd say sometime after dinner, you say, hey, I had a great time today. And that's it. Now, ladies, you could do that. You could. This is not 1952. You can be as bold as you want to be. So maybe around dinner time, you text him, hey, I had a great time today. That's it. That's all you say. Don't ask if we're going to have another date. Do not ask that question. If that person wants to see you again, I promise you, they will let you know. They're going to say, hey, I had a great time today. Oh, me too. We should do this again sometime. There's your opening. We should do this again sometime. Okay, when? That's all you need to text back. Okay, when? When's good for you? I'm free Saturday. Saturday, huh? What do you have in mind? That's a great thing. Now, there's a cliche, and it's really not a cliche because I've been in several long-term relationships over the years, including being married. There's a running gag that the husband asks the wife, so what do you want to have for dinner? What do you want to do for dinner? Let's go out to dinner. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want? How about tacos? Nah, I don't want tacos. How about Italian? Nah, I don't want Italian. How about Chinese? I don't want Chinese. Well, what do you want? I don't know. Whatever you want. It's like, really? My mom and dad drove. I remember I was young. We got in the car in Fort Lauderdale. And my dad was like, you want to eat here? No, I don't want to eat here. How about Red Lobster? No, I don't want to eat Red Lobster. How about Olive Garden? No, I don't want to eat Olive Garden. We ended up driving to Cocoa Beach, which was like 3 hours away. And we ended up at Red Lobster. She couldn't make up her mind, and when she finally did, she was like, fine, whatever. It's hysterical. So you throw it out there, especially if you're a guy, hey, where do how about Saturday? Okay, yeah, Saturday's great. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? If she throws that back at you, I don't know, what do you want to do? That's where you take control, guys. Or vice versa. Ladies, if you ask the guy, what do you want to do? And he says, I don't know, whatever you want to do. Well, how about, and make a suggestion. Well, how about we go see a movie? That sounds great. What do you like? Well, I don't know. Let's see what's playing. And then you'll look it up on your phone. Oh, how about this? How about this? You'll throw suggestions, and then you'll meet in the middle, and you'll go to a movie. Second date should be pretty much the same as the first. Keep it casual. Keep it fun. Keep it simple. Don't try to overly impress. You want to tell a little bit more about your life than you did on the first date. You don't want it to be a clone of the first date. So you want to be forthcoming with a little more information. You know, my mom and dad are married still after 50 years, or my mom and dad are divorced, or, I have 3 sisters or 3 brothers, and, you're going to go into all that. Little bit more information, but not your life story. They don't need to know everything. Okay? I had somebody ask me one time, when is the proper time to disclose really personal information? I had a friend of mine who was assaulted by a dude on a date, and he beat the living crap out of her, put her in the hospital. And she asked me, she said, at what point do I tell somebody I've been through something like that? That's much later. That's much later. That's well after you've slept together, probably a few times. That's much later. That is not something you need to tell somebody on the first few dates. Okay? So, we did an After Dark session a few episodes back, episode 5, After Dark, The Art of Seduction, where I talked about that first time that she invites you over to his house, to her house. And I gave you my advice, take it or leave it, on what I think you should do, especially as a guy. This was to the guys, to show him that, to show her that you are serious about the relationship and not just trying to get in her pants. Ladies, it works for you too. You should be a little bit, make him earn it. You don't want to give it up too quickly, but you also don't want to hold it back too long. But like I told you, sometimes you got to test them. The guy that's willing, you know, they say the third date rule, 3 dates equals sex. I don't buy that. Because believe me, ladies, like I said the other day, the guy that will wait 5, 6, 7 weeks after you met him to finally get some, that guy's serious. Because most guys that are in a hit it and quit it game are not going to wait that long. They're going to wait till the 3rd, 4th date, and they're going to be like, hey, what's up? And they're going to try something, and then you're going to say, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not. Let's get to know each other better. And he's going to be like, see ya. Because there's 20 other girls that he could call right now that'll at least be willing to try more than you are. You know, willing to put out. I mean, picking... Guys will say, oh, it's so hard to get laid. It's not hard to get laid. I mean, there are professionals that you can call if you absolutely have to. So, trust me, there are, I don't want to use the S word, but there are girls that are pretty easy. I mean, I've known girls that all you have to do is tell them you're pretty, and you're counting ceiling tiles 2 hours later. I don't want that girl. I don't. Because that's not what I'm looking for. Now, some guys are. And you want to find out if that guy's looking for that. But anyway, this is the first one on dating. I wanted to touch on the beginning parts of the date, and you know, I think we've gotten about to the second date. We'll continue forward in this series on dating as time goes on. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up and hit me with specific questions. I'll either do a supplemental video, or I will do another whole show on dating, you know, dating part 2, and we'll do that in the future. But in the meantime, be good to each other, and I will see you tomorrow night. Peace.